Hello, everyone. I want to take a second and share with you some very exciting news. As we work our way toward in-person gatherings, the first time we gather together in our auditorium, services back right where I am right now, is June 7th. And we've been praying for and excited about that moment and the moments that follow that as we continue to regather, okay? So we've been looking forward to this, been prayerful about it, been working hard to make sure the appropriate precautions are taken. And so when we gather in person, I want to give you some information that will be very helpful as we approach that day. It's important to us that as you show up, you have a really good idea in your mind of what to expect, of what those things look like, of how you can help us. And you've helped us in a big way by responding to the survey that we sent out. And it's cool because what we found out, the overwhelming majority of responses, I'm talking like just barely under 80% of those respondents saying, hey, we look really forward and we're ready to start marching our way toward what that looks like. And so as pastors at our church here, we care about every single person in our church family. Maybe you weren't part of that 80%. We care about you too, and we're making great strides to make sure our online experiences are incredible, that they're meaningful. You matter to us big time, and we more information about that coming up here in just a couple seconds as well. We obviously want to follow guidelines put together by our state, by our city. We want to cooperate with those things as best as we know how and as much as we possibly can. That matters to us. We would encourage you, of course, if you're not feeling well, to enjoy services online. If you are of an age bracket or have some underlying conditions that cause you some great concern in that sense of coming into a group gathering again, enjoy services online still. We're going to be live streaming those services, and they'll be there for you as well. You're still part of our church family. Just for right now, you'll be able to enjoy services that way. If you got little kiddos, and for right now, it just feels like it's the best thing for you to watch from home, we understand that too. Again, enjoy online services. We understand that we will work our way toward what the new surroundings look like and how we march toward coming back together, okay? So here's what you need to know about what things look like for the 7th and then beyond. We'll have 2 services. We'll have our 9:30 and our 11, okay? 9:30 a.m., 11 a.m. There won't be any Sunday school classes or any other life groups right now. There'll be those 2 services. We're used to those 2 service times anyway. So we'll continue, pick right back up with those 2 services. Now, when we lean into what government gives us, state government specifically gives us for guidelines, they want to discourage opportunities to congregate, okay? So one of the ways we're going to help alleviate that moment is our doors will open 15 minutes before the service begins. So just keep that in mind. If you get here a little bit earlier than that, hang tight in your car for a quick second, and we'll have everything ready for you when you show up, okay? So as you get here, just like any other place maybe that you've been in the last couple weeks ago, if you're one of those that's getting out and grabbing a bite to eat, or if you've been to the grocery store, if you've been to some other place to shop or whatever, you've seen some places take some extra precautions. And so church is going to be no different. So you're going to be used to so much of this. And we're excited about the opportunity to gather and do it in a way that doesn't get in the way of the experience, but still allows us to get here together again. So that's what we're going to do. Now, here are a couple things that you need to know and understand. For the 9:30 service, we're going to use odd-numbered rows in the auditorium, okay? For the 11 o'clock service, we'll be using even-numbered rows in the auditorium. That way you know the seat you're sitting in for those 2 services, we've reserved those rows for just specific services, okay? So that helps us a ton, helps you a ton as well. We do ask this as we come in and arrive to decrease opportunities to be passing or help observe social distancing, that once we get in those seats, we stay in those seats and we don't get up if at all avoidable. Now, also, in keeping with those guidelines, we've tried to think through every touch point that could be possible along the way. So, as you approach the front doors, those doors are going to be propped open. The doors to the auditorium are going to be propped open as well. The back door that you could come in, if we need to park in the back, that door is going to be propped open. There are going to be flag banners marking those doors. You'll know exactly which ones to come in. We'll have hand sanitizer stations by these spots and give you a chance to make sure that that is there as well. What we won't do is we won't have a pass the offering plate. What you'll still have the opportunity to do is drop your offering in the black boxes that are in the back of our auditorium. You can still give online. You can still give by text. We're so grateful for your faithfulness to that. Our connection cards are all digital as well. If you've been watching online, you've noticed that. You can text your info to a number, and we still get to follow up. We've done that. It's almost every single week since we started that text in, we've had somebody we could follow up with. It's been really cool. So we still get to care for people. We still get to provide those opportunities for both prayer and connection and new information for those new friends that we get to meet and make. Now, for right now, we're going to ask those, if you have kiddos, to have your kids with you in service. There won't be any Hope Kids as we start for right now. In person. I want to make sure you know that keep checking online, our website, because there's updated kids info every single week. Everything you need for your kids, we're providing for you as far as that music, those services, all of those things. It's all there for you because we want you to have the great stuff for your kiddos as well. So if your kiddos do come, we ask that they come and they hang out with you, of course. They need to stay with you the entire time. We potentially have an overflow room for that as well, for you to be able to enjoy a service and still be with your kiddos. So keep those kids with you, right with you in service. Not only for everybody else's ability to enjoy the service, but then they're right next to you as well. We can still observe those social distancing things. We are also asking for bathroom use to be absolute necessity only. That helps us with cleaning in between services as well. So when you come in, we're going to do our part to seat starting from the front and then working our way back. So some of you get to be closer to whoever's up on that stage, right? We get to be closer to the front. I know you're going to love that, all right? So we'll seat you filling in the front first, and then when we dismiss, we'll actually dismiss from the back first, okay? That way we reduce the opportunity for people to be passing over each other. We just want to make sure you know those things are going to happen. And then when you sit down, we're asking for there to be a 3-seat gap between your family, the people you came here in the same vehicle with or live with, and then the next family that's coming. So we get to not only have the gap with rows every other, but then you have that gap to the side as well. And we know that those are different things. We're used to observing these different things even along the way in other establishments, other places we get to go to. So we want to make sure that we have the right type of things in place as well. We also want to make sure that when we exit, after the service is dismissed, that we exit the auditorium. So what that does is it gives us a chance to, between that 9:30 and 11 o'clock service, it gives us a chance to clean, disinfect both restrooms and the auditorium before the next service begins. What we're doing is this week, actually, before Sunday hits, there's a company coming in to do a spray all over our facility here to make sure that it's clean, okay? So our cleaning crew, the folks that help us with that around here, that are part of that team, they've increased the level of cleaning that's been happening around here in preparation for this day, but also for our kids' areas. We're increasing cleaning over there. We've replaced some equipment over there to make sure that it's nice and clean and new as we begin to start coming back, okay? So we can't wait for this. We know we've been looking forward to it so much, and I know you have as well. It's so beneficial and so impactful for us to be able to gather again. We're excited about the opportunity. We're being the appropriate amount of cautious without trying to go so far that we ruin the experience, but it matters to us. We want to do this right. And we want to do it right because we love you, we care about you, we care about your family, we care about the people in our city. We're trying to make sure know how much Jesus loves them and the hope that can be found in him and him alone. And so that's why we do what we do, and that's never changing. And so we look forward to it. Again, strategic both strategic investments and strategic changes to our online experience are happening right now too. I'm telling you, I'm so thankful for our staff who's working so hard to make sure that you have the best way possible to engage with and be a part of our services as we move forward. And that's not going to stop either. So we look forward to this Sunday coming back together. And we just want to make sure you had that info to make sure that you knew what to expect coming in to join us to church on Sunday. We can't wait for it, and we can't wait to see you soon.